as you know, I love listening to lots of different people. I know and talk to people from all different walks of life. I don't really know anybody else who does stuff like that. I really don't. I'm a weirdo. I'm a little crazy. I want to get to know people. I want to get to know what they're all about. But there are some religious people that I know and I have known personally who have confused religion for reality. And that can be a little cuckoo. If you have decided that your beliefs are the truth, then that can put you in some weird territory. Like here, let me tell you, I'm a shaman, and my beliefs and my opinions are based upon my experiences in dealing with God, Jesus, the devil, spirits, aliens, fairies, non-human fairies, gay people, straight people, white people, black people, Jews, Christians. None of the stuff I talk about here did I get from a book. Absolutely almost none of my beliefs come from anything that I've read in a book, including the Bible or any spiritual text either. Everything that I believe and I have an opinion on, they're all based on my experiences. Like sometimes I'll quote a book, sometimes I will refer to a book, but here's the thing. I was having these spiritual experiences and they were in books already. I was experiencing things that were in books that I would later read. The books became the confirmation. I'm not reading a book and going, oh, I believe this now. I'm also not having people tell me stuff. I'm very skeptical. I'm very suspicious. And I just don't believe everything I hear. So the wisdom, the knowledge that I have is based on experience. I don't repeat things. And that's why my stuff is so weird and all over the place, because I've had a weird and all over the place experience. But I can tell you for damn sure, religion is not reality. And we're going to talk about that today, even more on this episode of The Shaman Patrick Show. Let's go.
He was once a storm in human form, sharp tongue, cold sore, heart worn and torn, living like a ghost who missed his grave till the spirit sang out and called him brave. He got rewired by the great unknown, heard the call like a dial tone to the bone. So pull up a chair, enjoy the glow. This is the Shaman Patrick Show.
I know many of you already know this, but let me just say this again. I'm a shaman. I'm an American shaman. I play those opening credits so that people will know. Yes, I've had battles with demons. I was called by spirit. I was remade into a shaman. There's the line, he got rewired by the great. I just thought this would be simple if I put it into a opening credits. Like, I didn't want to have to tell the story every time. I don't want to have to tell the story every time. I mean, people can Google anything they want. You live in such an amazing time in human history. You do not have to remain in ignorance. You can actually know things about yourself, about other people, about other cultures. Why would you keep holding on to old, crusty, and dusty beliefs that may not even be serving you? Why would you want, like, I told people I was a shaman because I thought they could Google it. What is a shaman? And I know that I do have to educate some people on what I'm all about. I know that. A lot of these episodes are you getting to know me. Hey, what's up? I'm Patrick. I'm a shaman. No, I'm not a Nazi. No, I'm not a racist. I'm not a cruel, mean, hateful person. I talk shit, yes, but that's what shamans do, yo. We're shit talkers. We're contrarians. It's all about disidentification with the mind, releasing judgments, releasing fears. That's what it's all about, yo. Shamanism is not for everybody. It will challenge you. It might even piss you off. I know it pissed me off. And here's the thing. I didn't want to be a shaman. I wanted to be a stand-up comedian. So I incorporate comedy in some of this shit too, but I ain't even trying to be funny. Many times I'm just trying to be cute. And sometimes I succeed at that. So I used to be a Christian. I did. I was raised Catholic. But I didn't really believe what the Catholics were telling me. So I went to my cousin's church, the Baptist church. And I went to other churches, Pentecostal church. This was when I was a little kid, okay? Like 8, 9 years old. And I didn't find the answers there. I've been spiritually searching since I was a very little kid. How many people you know are like that? I haven't met many. I haven't met many like that at all. They tend to be shamans, of course. They tend to be spiritual people. But I did reach the limits of what I could do in Kentucky, in the South. I was sort of limited by those religions. That changed when I moved to Nashville, where I was able to be in a bigger city around a lot of different cultures. And even more when I moved to Chicago, where I got to know actual real life Hindus. People from Africa, I got to talk to them about their spiritual belief. Like, I have been face to face with people from all walks of life. I'm not fucking kidding about that. Okay? So, you know, some people might come across this channel and have this weird idea that I am not hearing their victim stories, or I'm not hearing their cultures or whatever. I'm probably the most open-minded person that you will ever meet. Literally, every day I'm looking at shit I disagree with. In a constant, never-ending, opening, awakening process. And I'm kind of being funny here. I'm not really that irritated by it. But it does get a little like, oh, honey, I already did that. I already explored that. You know, I'm skeptical, but I learned to listen. We're going to talk about that concept later on in this episode. But here, let me take you through the opening credits and show you what each frame represents. So this is the frame of me in bars surrounded by demons. Yeah, that's what it was like. That's me in a bar surrounded by demons. So yeah, this means that I have grappled with demons, right? I mean, how else would you read that, right? Let's go to the next one. This is me being very mean. This was me mean. This was me mean, pissed off, angry, afraid, scared. In a storm. I was a storm in human form, just like the song says. This is me just drunk, sleeping my life away, wasting my life, doing nothing with my life. Here is where I had been completely spiritually subjugated and doing the will of spirits, bad spirits, evil spirits, spirits that didn't mean me well or anyone well. All right. This is my broken heart, my meanness, my anger, my broken heart that was malfunctioning. It was a malfunctioning heart. Let me go back to that and show you. So this whole opening theme song is full of symbolism, so I don't have to tell the story over and over again, but I'm going to right now. So here's that heart, malfunctioning, broken, putting out sparks of energy. This is my open mouth. Look at all the shit that I was putting out there into the world. And you know what? The sad thing is people were listening to me from that broken place. Here is me. You know, I was dead. I mean, I was constantly standing over my grave. And the song says, like a ghost who missed his grave. That was me. I was a ghost. I was just a dead man walking. And I was very sad and upset. And all of the spirits around me were very sad for me. My suffering was so great. You see, I was suffering so much. And spirits eventually took pity on me. They took pity on me. And they were like, well, we better make this guy a shaman because he's gone through so much. He should be dead. We better make him a shaman. And so they gave me a vision for the future, that I would be working with kind spirits, that I would be doing good, that I would be strong, I would be vital, I would be okay, as long as I would undergo this transformational period. Then I got rewired by the great unknown. Becoming a shaman, it's a process designed to kill you, and it's effective. It does kill you. It does kill you. Anyone who's gone through a shamanic initiation will tell you it's designed to kill. It killed the old version of me. I used to go by the name Eric. My parents gave me the name Eric. I'm not hiding this shit from anybody. You can actually go out there on the internet and find where I was raised, what my name used to be, the books I used to read. I'm not hiding shit from anybody. And the spirits lifted me up and placed me in a brand new life, a brand new timeline. And that's what this is. And this is like constantly getting the call from spirits. It's kind of scary and spooky and weird, but kind of clever. They trained me how to be a shaman. This slide might scare you, but this is as close as I can show you what it's like to be me and some of the rituals that I might do for myself or for other people. And for any shaman practicing is going to know exactly what this is. Even when I'm resting, this is what it's like. This is what it's like for me. Yeah, I also work with aliens. Hey, what's up? How's it going? And I do workshops with people and with other people and there's Cheddar right there. See Cheddar? Hey, Cheddar. Managed to get some Cheddar in there. Also, look at this card that's floating up. A man with a heart in his hands. See, I'm as honest as I can be with y'all. Okay. And so here I am singing songs, coming out of portals, dealing with spirits. There's, the AI did not generate this very well. At some point, I hope that the AI will help me create a version of this, but this is, me with my lovely husband, Merrick, who knew he was marrying a shaman, knew what he was getting into. And we managed to have a fun and lovely time. That's our cat Cheddar. And this is me kind of in the future, or maybe right now, where I am Shaman Patrick. I'm not in my final form yet. You guys are getting me in sort of the tail end of my shamanic training. You're getting me at the tail end of this stuff. Isn't this exciting? I've been documenting this since 2013. I talk about how much I've documented this. So I'm not hiding anything from anybody. Every episode of the Shaman Patrick Show is an attempt to tell you this is from the point of view as a shaman. And you don't have to believe I'm a shaman, but it's also from the point of view of somebody who really cares about people. I don't want people to be unnecessarily afraid. I don't want people to be in arguments with their family members about stuff that's not even true. I'm all about peace, harmony, love. I'm against abuse, authoritarianism, fuckery, lying, dishonesty, corruption. And, in many ways, I feel a little bit like a superhero. I'm very clear about what I'm all about. And if you think that I'm misguided, or if I don't know what I'm talking about, if you want to encourage me to explore things that I haven't explored, I am all for that. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. I'm not a know-it-all. I'm actually kind of a know-it-less. In this time, I like to get back to the basics, because throughout my entire life, all the different cultures I've interacted with, all the different people I've seen, all the different places in America that I've lived, this is what I know to be true. Everybody's pretty much the same. People are not all that different. I mean, men want girlfriends or wives to have children with. That's what men want. Most men want. A masculine man would want that. And I'm not going to say what women want, because I'm going to let women talk about that. But men want to be able to care for people and just be men. They just want to be who they are. Men. They want to be who they are. And women just want to be women. But there's so much bullshit floating around, right? So many ideologies, right? There's so much propaganda. There's so much brainwash. Why is all of this going on? Why? There is a psychological operation designed to wake you up. This is your opportunity. This is the mass awakening. This is the great awakening. You're supposed to look at the stuff going on in the world through your little screen. Many of you aren't actually in these places, but you could look at the world through your little screens and say, this is absurd, and turn it off and go live your life. You don't have to worry about what governments are doing or three-letter agencies are doing or even what other religions are doing. Because for some reason, these screens have gotten you to believe that there are threats out there that may not even be real. And if you are under the delusion that a certain group of people mean you harm and you start acting from that place, you got hooked. You got hooked. Like a ghost is in my house. And that's it. You just got hooked. Are there people out there that mean you harm? I don't know. I mean, I went through that. But what I'm saying here is when you spiritually awaken, and that's the goal here, right? When you spiritually awaken, you will be shocked at how much this wishy-washy shit doesn't even affect you. You see that everybody's just projecting onto each other. They're not even participating in reality at all. You see it clearly. So if you want to see the way that I see the world as a spiritually awakened person, you can go through everything I've gone through. You would have to be gay. You would have to be put in a mental institution. You would have to do a lot of drugs, including psychedelics, meth, acid, marijuana, MDMA, opiates. I never did heroin, though. That's the one drug that I never did because something about, I just kind of knew not to do heroin. Well, I saw Kurt Cobain die from it. I also watched Train Spotting. That movie was very effective to wave me away from heroin. It really, really was. Oh, gosh. I never tried it, though. I kind of stayed at where my spirit guides protected me from that. But I've tried almost every drug that was available up until 2018, the year that I got sober. I didn't really try any of those designer drugs or around the time that I got sober. It was after all that bath salt craziness stuff. I just kind of stayed away from that. You know, I'm a man. I like the classics. Cocaine, sure. LSD, sure. Methamphetamine. Oh, let's go. But some of that newer stuff, like somebody told me they did bath salts and they felt really horrible. It was the most horrible that they'd ever felt. And I was trying to explain methamphetamine, the way methamphetamine made you feel. And I said, well, like the first night is great. Like the first night feels great. It's that when you can't go to sleep, when you're tossing and turning and it's just awful. It's like hell on earth. And for a long time, I thought that first night was worth it. And then that first night is never as good. You're constantly chasing a feeling that you only get like maybe once or twice. It's like that with all drugs. You're usually just chasing something that you will never get. So drugs are a big lie. And religion can also be a big lie. Religion is a tool for control. In certain hands, it's a tool for control. I love watching things from ex-New Agers and ex-Christians and ex-Democrats. I love hearing ex-stories. And usually the reason that people decide to be X's of a certain ideology or belief system is because they saw an element of insanity in what they were doing, or they didn't go deep enough. And New Age is a loose collection of beliefs. Every time I hear from an ex-New Ager, I'm like, what the fuck were you doing? you misused these tools. Like they didn't really have mentors or anything like that. And they couldn't be told. I would say for ex New Agers, there was so much ego in it. Because whenever I hear ex New Agers who became Christians talk about it, they're talking about demons and all these things that sneak in and all this other kind of stuff. I'm like, what were y'all doing? What kind of practices were you doing? Where are you getting this shit? And a lot of it comes from pastors who want people to convert to their church. A lot of that new age deception shit comes from pastors. How do I know this? Well, I'm from Edgar Casey's hometown, and in a lot of ways, I'm continuing the work of Edgar Casey. The New Age movement essentially was begun here where I live now. Would you like to know more about that? Would you like to know how Edgar Casey took elements of spirituality from a lot of different cultures and New Age designed to blend spirituality to create a unifying belief system? And don't you know Christians are going to say, hell no, motherfucker. Don't you bring no Hinduism in my thing. You keep your Buddhism to yourself. So the New Age meant the new age of spirituality, a more open, more free, more loving, more tolerant view of other people's spiritual belief systems. No? What happened to that? That was kind of the promise of all of that stuff. And I'm going to attempt to strip away some of these delusions for you. So for someone to say that the New Age is bad, the New Age deception and all that kind of stuff, who's it usually coming from? Ex-New Agers. Now, would you want to listen to how any of my exes feel about me? Do you want to hear how, I mean, if you asked my father-in-law how his ex-wife feels about him, no, you don't listen to exes. Don't listen to exes. Honey, Merrick, is that you moving around? Or is that a ghost? I think it's a ghost. Oh, it's you moving around?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you want to talk to any of my ex-boyfriends?
No.
Why not?
Because?
Well, why not? Here, come, bend down.
Okay.
Here, sit down.
Okay.
Let's talk about this. So we're talking about ex-New Agers.
Okay.
So why don't you want to talk to any of my ex-boyfriends?
Because I feel like they'd just be mean.
Yeah.
They'd be hateful.
Why would they be mean?
Because they're your exes.
Right. We're exes for a reason.
Yeah.
Right. So why would you want to listen to an ex-New Ager about how they were deceived by the New Age?
Well, you wouldn't, because they were scorned by it in some way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But isn't that crazy?
It is. It's
It
wild.
is crazy.
It is wild. Do you mind if I go do some yard work?
I don't mind at all.
All right.
Thank you.
Kisses for the camera.
Yeah. I love you.
All right.
Thank you for popping in on yet another episode.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I think it's a ghost, and I'm glad that it's you. I'd be glad if it was a ghost too, you know? I'd be okay with that. Because, see, I'm a shaman. We're okay. They go, oh, this house is haunted. I'm like, okay. Okay, so what? So what? So when you listen to these things, you're dealing like Merrick said that they were spurned by it. Maybe and these ex-New Age women were misinformed. Ooh, thank you, spirits. Thank you. So, we know we have a lot of sorcerers out there pretending to be shamans because they're feeding them drugs and all that stuff. I don't think any ex-New Ager ever really encountered the truth about any of that stuff. I don't think they had people. Why? Because where are they going to find it? Where are they going to find it? I mean, it's really hard. Sometimes when people find me and they're like, I have been looking for a shaman for years. It's not easy to find us. Like you're watching this video. You think, oh gosh, here's Shaman Patrick. Here's a shaman. But do you know there are people out there that are looking for a shaman that can take care of some shit for them and haven't been able to find it because we don't advertise. I'm not doing an advertisement in any newspaper or psychic rag or anything. I'm not doing that. I don't feel like I have to. I don't have to. I just make videos. That's all I do. And I have a good time. So when you encounter somebody who's really doing what they're saying that they're doing, it's a little off-putting. So any ex-New Ager, I don't think they've really done it. I don't think they've really gone there to see what it's all about, because if they did, they definitely wouldn't feel that way. They definitely wouldn't go back to Christianity. I don't think. Unless they want the safety and security and community. A lot of times I think people like us on YouTube, I think a lot of times we are like prizes. You know, like if they can get one of us to convert, like I would make so much money if I went back to Christianity. Like if I made a video, I'm renouncing shamanism to become a minister, I would make so much fucking money. You don't know. I mean, if I was a mean, evil person, that's what I would do. That's what a lot of people do with it. You can make a lot of money being ex-New Age, ex-satanic, ex-gay. There is tons of money in the X-ness. You think these people are being genuine, and some of them may be, but many of them are not. If you're picking up what I'm putting down. I know some people, as soon as they exhaust their grift in Christianity, they're going to move on to something else. Like our good friend and sister in Christ, Doreen Virtue. And others of that ilk. Because religion is not reality. Your beliefs are not reality. So for the next part of this episode, we're going to talk about the difference between religion and reality. Are you ready for this? I am. So I went to go get a drink, and I was looking out the kitchen window, and I saw my husband in the backyard waving a stick in front of our shed. And I went out there because, you know, I don't want the neighbors to think that we're doing witchcraft. And so I went out there and I said, babe, what are you doing? Witchcraft? And he said, no, I'm getting rid of the spiders. Like, I knew he was getting rid of the spiders, but I don't want people to get the wrong idea about us. I don't want our neighbors to think that we're witches. Because some of them know that we're shamans. They don't know what that is. They've temporarily lost the ability to Google things. I'm a shaman. Oh, okay. Well, they'll still think you're a witch. They'll still think you're a witch. So that's what we do. So I said it loudly. I'm like, oh, so you weren't casting a spell. You were just getting rid of spider webs. And I said it as obviously as I could, because I definitely don't want people getting the wrong idea about us. No, I'm not a sorcerer. I'm not a witch. I'm not a warlock. I'm not any of those things. I'm just a shaman. And it's wild how people just can't seem to Google that one word or even understand what that is. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Why can't people Google that? They'll Google other things that have no interest or bearing in their life whatsoever, but maybe people just don't care. That's true. Maybe people don't care, but they care enough. Whew, it can get a little loopy. It can get a little crazy over here. So let me talk about religion. What is religion? And see, I'm Googling this to show you just how easy it is to Google things and to understand things. And yeah, I'm being a little bit of an asshole bitch about this stuff, but hey, what are you going to do? So religion is a complex and contested concept referring to various cultural systems that typically involve beliefs and practices concerning the supernatural, divine, or spiritual. It encompasses shared worldviews, moral codes, rituals, sacred texts, places, and communities that shape human behavior, ethics, and ultimate concerns. about life and death. While often associated with belief in God or gods, it can also include other transcendental elements of humanistic expressions of devotion to a cause, principle, or the natural world. It involves beliefs and practices concerning the supernatural, divine, or spiritual. And the key components of religion are beliefs. These are systems of thought concerning the nature of the universe, life, death, and ultimate reality, often involving supernatural beings or forces. Practices and rituals, actions, ceremonies, prayers, and meditations performed by believers, such as worship, festivals, and communal gatherings. Ethics and morals, a moral code that governs conduct and defines right and wrong for believers. Sacredness, objects, places, texts, or experiences that are considered holy, divine, or worthy of special reverence. Community, a group of people united by shared religious beliefs, practices, and identity, often forming an institution. Worldviews, a way of understanding the world and humanity's place within it, addressing ultimate questions about existence and purpose. So why is defining religion difficult? There's no single definition. There is no scholarly consensus on a single definition. Some scholars argue that definitions of religion have been historically influenced by Western perspectives, which prioritize belief over other components like ritual and community. Religions vary widely across cultures, and a single framework may not capture the complexity of all religious traditions, leading to family resemblances approach, where different religions share some, but not all characteristics. And here, I don't know how it is for those of you who are in other countries, but here in America, you have freedom of religion. You can practice what you want. It's an American value. As long as you're not hurting other people, you can do what you want. But also in America, you can be a psychiatrist. So it is legal to hurt other people. And that's isn't that kind of cute and snarky? So you can do what you want in America as long as you don't hurt other people, or you can hurt other people as long as you're a doctor. Doctors can do that. Psychiatrists. So letting other people have different beliefs is very important. It's very important because when I had false beliefs, you could not have told me that my beliefs were false. Hey, beliefs are very difficult to change. And even beliefs that don't serve you, they're probably the hardest. Beliefs that don't serve you or keep you stuck or hurt or wounded, those are extremely difficult to dislodge. Through processes of shadow work and facing your darkness and facing your pain and understanding the truth of you and your life and your relationship is very disturbing for people. Many people are not going to do that. They would much rather just kind of get involved in a religion. Yeah, I don't want to face my darkness. For many religions, they will turn you away from your own darkness and keep you in the dark. Essentially. But in shamanism, which is not a religion, it's a spiritual practice, especially in the type of shamanism that we practice, we lean into that darkness. What are some uncomfortable truths that you might uncover? One of the ones that I uncovered is that my parents didn't actually love me. They had a very twisted and skewed worldview of love. And my definition of love was very different than their definition of love. And so by facing that darkness, I was able to realize I don't have to take it personally. So what? My parents didn't love me. It ain't got nothing to do with me now. It doesn't. What were some other things that I found out about myself? Oh, well, that I was a liar, that I thought I was telling the truth when I really wasn't. I mean, I had a lot of screwed up ideas. I have less screwed up beliefs and ideas now, but I still have some stubborn false beliefs. And I know they're false beliefs, and I also know they're stubborn. Religion can't really help me with false beliefs because religion is ate up with false beliefs. Because religion will want to tell you or explain things to you. It often does not encourage direct conscious inquiry. They would say things like gnosis or having a personal relationship with Jesus is not possible, that you have to go through these sort of appointed middlemen or religious organization middlemen. So some people might like the community aspect of religion, and that's great if you like it. I mean, I like the community aspect of Christianity, but I can't swallow some of the more exclusionary or insane things that they believe, like homosexuality is wrong. That's crazy. That's crazy. Why would homosexuality be wrong? Why would that be wrong? They can't come up with a good excuse is that it's an abomination towards God. Do you know what I think is an abomination towards God? Vaccines. I think that's an abomination. You know what else I think is an abomination towards God? 3D Doritos, cheese puffs, Baconators, the idea of a Taco Bell where you just assemble food that's not food. Seed oils. I mean, if you know how seed oils are made, seems pretty, there's a lot of things out there. If we want to start pointing out the abominations of God, let's go. But why do they focus so much on homosexuality? Well, homosexuals won't make more Christians. Comes down to that. Why do you think they want to save people for heaven? No. The collection plate, yo. No. But I do want to talk about being skeptical but learning to listen. Do y'all know about this? This is Toltec wisdom. So be skeptical but learn to listen. In the Fifth Agreement, a concept from Don Miguel Ruiz's work, which encourages healthy doubt and questioning of information to find truth, while also emphasizing deep, mindful listening to understand the underlying meanings and intentions behind words, both your own and others. This practice helps to separate fact from illusion, gain clarity, and foster better communication and authenticity by trusting your inner voice. And I want you to trust your inner voice. You may not resonate with everything I say on every episode, but isn't that great? Isn't that wild? I want to normalize disagreeing with people without losing your shit. I want us to realize that if you had the exact same life experience that I had, it would, well, why would you watch these videos? Why would I watch a video from somebody who just reaffirmed all my beliefs? That's fucking boring. I don't want to do that. I want to be challenged. My husband likes to be challenged. Hey, guess what? Last night, we sat down to watch a movie called Licorice Pizza. He did not want to see it, but I had heard great things about this movie, and I knew that he had never seen a Paul Thomas Anderson movie before. And I said, let's watch this. It's leaving Prime in a few days. Let's watch this movie. He was kind of resistant. He didn't want to watch it. He goes, I don't want to watch it because, I mean, it's kind of a dumb name, isn't it? Licorice Pizza. I didn't want to watch it because I had seen Mystic Pizza starring Julia Roberts. That was a chick flick. I didn't want to see more shit. It looked like a chick flick. Why would I want to watch a movie designed for women? I want to watch stuff designed for men and other people. I'm not a woman. Something designed solo. I'm not going to read Vogue or Glamour or Marie Claire. I'm not. Why? Because it's for women. It's that simple. So we didn't want to watch that. He wanted to watch something else, but we watched it. We were only able to get through half the movie because we had to go to bed. But the next day he's like, can we finish that movie? Can we finish that movie? And it turned out to be one of the best movies either of us have ever seen. Love that movie. Crying at the end like a bunch of women. But here's the thing. If he had held to that belief that he did not want to, if he judged that book by its cover, he would have said, we wouldn't have had that lovely experience that we had this morning with us going, wow, it is so nice to watch a movie about regular people going through regular things. I love that movie. I love it. And it's one of those movies that'll stick with you. But if we reject things that we think we're not going to like, okay, yeah, I'll have to go read a copy of Glamour just to do that. But it's for women. It doesn't speak to me. It doesn't speak to me at all. at all. I used to read Vogue and Girls Magazine. I used to do all that stuff, but now that I'm just a sober gay man, I'm not really interested in things for women. I'm just not. And I know that some women out there, y'all would say the same thing. You're not interested in things that are for men. You're just not. Just I didn't play with dolls when I was young very much. But yeah, I'm getting real back to basics over here. I'm just getting back to basics. And some of the things that I've been very resistant to, I end up loving, like Merrick encouraging me to play certain video games or try certain foods or things that I didn't really want to do, or even go places that I didn't even really want to go. He helped me overcome my fear of guns. I used to be very anti-gun, and I was very resistant to the idea of us owning a gun or shooting a gun or anything like that. And so I faced that fear, and I worked through that fear and that false belief, and coming to understand that nobody buys a gun in the hopes that they'll have to use it. They're hoping they never have to use it. That gun owners are not violent people. They really hope they never have to use that gun. I know that's the way we are, and that's the way a lot of legal gun owners are. They hope they never have to use it. People don't want to hurt other people. People don't want to kill people. They don't really want to do that unless they're programmed to. So it's also the same with having a really good defense department in your country. Like if you have a really big defense department, I know Trump changed the title of the organization from the Department of Defense to the Department of War, in the hopes that you'll never go to war with anybody. Nobody likes war, certainly not Donald Trump. The only people who like wars are bankers. That's pretty much it. So I went off on a tangent. Some of you like it when I go off on tangents, but sometimes I lose my place. But being skeptical but learning to listen, you will start to be able to hear the truth even when people are telling you lies. So challenge your beliefs. Be skeptical of all information and beliefs, including your own, most especially your own, and questioning everything you hear and see. See beyond symbols. Understand that spoken words are symbols that represent our interpretations, not necessarily the absolute truth. But sometimes I'll talk to people like it's the absolute truth. Like, I don't know if Charlie Kirk is dead or alive. I don't know. I mean, at first I thought he had been shot, but I don't even know. But I hear people talking about it as if they do know. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know if Prince is really dead or not. Anytime somebody dies and there's weirdness or just obfuscation and confusion around their death, I'm like, are they even really dead? Was Charlie Kirk his real name? I don't fucking know. But many people say it is a dark ritual. It's a satanic ritual. It's a Masonic ritual. It's 1,000 different people having 1,000 different opinions. I'm like, well, whatever's going on might have nothing to do with us. This might be something going on between different intelligence agencies from different countries. It might be part of that psychological operation to wake you up and get you to trust your own inner voice. I don't know. But I hear a lot of shit. And a lot of people who claim that they have this occulted information or they can read between the lines and all that kind of stuff. I'm getting kind of tired of that. I want to get grounded. I want to get back to basics. If I can't know the truth about something, do I need to research it to death? Or maybe it's not my business, or maybe it doesn't have anything to do with me. If I can't just see the truth about something, it probably has nothing to do with me. That's kind of where I'm getting to be with all of this. Because you can use doubt to find truth. employ doubt as a tool for discernment, enabling you to see past illusions and uncover what is real for you. You avoid unconditional belief. Don't believe anything unconditionally. Instead, use skepticism to determine whether a message is true or not. And some of the things that people talk about are not true because they're based on a flawed premise. So if somebody repeats things that they hear on the news, they're not telling the truth because they're not telling the truth on the news. If you're living your life based on what the magic TV box tells you, you're not living in truth. You just can't. You just can't. It's impossible. It's impossible to live in truth if you're not being skeptical but learning to listen. It's kind of how people could have seen through that COVID propaganda. I know people who read this book. I gave people copies of this book and they said that they read them. And next thing I hear, they're like, jab me up, doc. Jab me up. Why don't you have your mask on? I'm like, did you even read that book? How could you be this way if you read that book? I remember somebody giving me that book, and he just slid that book across the table to me like, Patrick, I think this book is going to help you out. And that's what I do for other people. I used to be very delusional. I'm less delusional than I used to be, but I'm still delusional in many areas. But if I know I'm delusional, does that make me really delusional? I do have some screwed up beliefs that I'm working on. I mean, you can't just pull all of your wacky false beliefs out without getting spiritual whiplash. And I love this sort of slow roll of awakening, the slow roll of consciousness. I used to think I wanted an instant healing, an instant awakening, but it's unfolding beautifully like a flower. I'm telling you, it is painful and scary and beautiful and divine and gorgeous. And it's making me more compassionate and loving to all types of people. Kind of like Jesus was. So here's this part. Listening is understanding and interconnection. Hear the deeper meaning, learn to listen with the intent and deeper meaning beneath the surface of words and communication. Listen to your inner voice and build better communication and cultivate awareness and peace. The combination of questioning and deep listening leads to greater awareness, inner peace, and freedom from societal conditioning. And that's what shadow work will do for you. Many people act from a place of falseness because they have not integrated their shadow and they're unwilling to look at the places where there is darkness. I would say that the reason that my family doesn't want to talk to me is because I've dealt with my darkness. The same with Merrick's family. They're not interested in really talking to him right now because when you're confronted with somebody who has dealt with their darkness and lives in truth, it's very intimidating and scary. I know that. So they make up stories about me and stories about Merrick. You know what? You let them make stories about you. You let people make up shit about you because you know that you living in truth might make other people feel some type of way. They may not want all their secrets exposed. But if you want to taste true freedom, own your shit and know your shit. Like people could bring up anything from my past to try to hurt me or to try to hurt other people with. And I'm like, okay. That's great, but I'm not that person anymore. I'm not that person. You must have me confused with somebody else. And usually people do have me confused. A lot of people just project onto other people. But let's talk about reality. There are people out there right now who think that Donald Trump is a Nazi. Where are they getting that? Where are they getting that? Let's look and see. So I Googled, is Donald Trump a Nazi? I find this extremely fascinating. Either they don't know much about history or I'm missing something. So let's do some education here. Let me find out. So Donald Trump and fascism. There has been significant academic and political debate over whether Donald Trump, the 45th and 47th president of the United States, can be considered a fascist, especially during his 2024 presidential campaign and second term as president. A number of prominent scholars, academia, okay, that means nothing anymore. Prominent scholars means nothing. Y'all have ruined your reputations. Former officials and critics have drawn comparisons between him and fascist leaders over authoritarian actions and rhetoric, while others have rejected the label. Trump has supported political violence against opponents. What? What? When did Trump support political violence against opponents? I watch a lot of stuff. I've never seen that. Many academics cited Trump's involvement in the January 6th United States Capitol attack as an example of fascism. Well, that recently got exposed as an intelligence agency operation. Anyone with a brain in their head could have seen that. I've had people tell me, January 6th, January 6th. I'm like, okay, but did you see the videos from inside? It all looked fake. It all looked fake. I remember watching it with my husband. We were watching live streams of it. We're like, this shit is so fake. This shit is so fake. They're just play acting. I don't know why people wouldn't be relieved over that. Wouldn't you be relieved to know that didn't really happen? Wouldn't you be relieved to know that? They kept calling it an insurrection, but that really wasn't what it was. It was just like an operation. Trump has been accused of racism and xenophobia in regards to his rhetoric around illegal immigrants and his policies of mass deportation and family separation. Trump has, okay, so I know this to be true. Democrats want illegal immigrant. They won't have a party unless they import new voters. They just won't. And family separation. So I'm glad that we care about families being broken up now. I'm so glad. But Trump has a large dedicated following, sometimes referred to as a cult of personality. Trump and his allies' rhetoric and authoritarian tendencies, especially during his second term. What authoritarian tendencies? What am I not seeing? I see anti-authoritarian policies. I see. Okay. To be more of an authoritarian populist, a far-right populist, a nationalist, or a different ideology. I don't see anything wrong with being a nationalist. I think you should be proud of the nation that you live in. I think you should. What is their definition of a nationalist? The nation should be promotes the interests of a particular nation with the aim of gaining and maintaining its sovereignty over its perceived homeland. Over its perceived homeland to create a nation state. It holds that the nation should govern itself free from outside interference. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with this? So no, Donald Trump is not a Nazi, but people will tell me he's a Nazi, he's a Nazi, he's a Nazi. I'm like, where are you getting this? Where are you getting this? So I would say the people who think that Donald Trump is a Nazi are not participating in reality. I've listened to a lot of different opinions of this, and I'm still like, am I missing something? Am I missing something? What and if people sometimes people will tell me what I'm missing, and I'm like, well, I've heard that. That's not exactly true. That's something that was taken out of context. So yeah, these people are not participating in reality if they think he's a Nazi. And I'm just bringing that up as an example. So what is reality? I had this pulled up, but here we go. what is reality? Reality is the actual state of things and events as they exist, often perceived through our senses and understood through knowledge and experience. However, the definition of reality is complex, with philosophical and scientific fields exploring whether it is an independent, objective phenomenon, a subjective experience. Wait. There are people out there that think that Americans would elect a Nazi. That people out there think that there are people out there who would vote for a Nazi. My God, that's a wider implication. I didn't even think about that before. That there are people out there. Oh my God, it's that bad. It's that bad. No, oh God, it's that bad. So anyway, that a Nazi could get elected. What reality do they live in? Oh my God. Whoa, my God. They're like, are they that are they that psychotic? They think that such a thing is possible? How do you reason with people like that? How? Okay. Different perspectives such as scientific realism, idealism, and personal interpretations offer various ways to understand what is real. Here's another thing. I listen to Candace Owens. I like Candace Owens. And I feel everybody who listens to Candace Owens has to say this. I don't agree with everything that she says. Why would you do that? You can listen to people that you disagree with. She's very Catholic. And I'm like, well, honey, when you go deeper into that Catholicism, have fun with that. Because I have a feeling Candace might have an awakening about Catholicism soon. But I'm like, okay, well, I'll hear you out. So as you know, my in-laws are Jewish, and his grandmother was telling me that Candace Owens was anti-Semitic. And I'm like, I've never heard her say anything anti-Semitic. Actually, I've seen Rabbi Shmuley and some other Jewish people be very horrible to her, like very nasty to her. And she said, well, she's still anti-Semitic. And I'm like, okay, but I won't listen to an anti-Semitic person. I won't listen to somebody who hates Jews. I won't listen to a white supremacist. So where's the disconnect here? Like, why, who do you think I am? I'm not going to listen to an anti-Semitic person. I'm not going to listen to a racist person. I don't pay attention to hateful ass people. I really don't. I don't invest time listening to hateful people, hateful or racist people. So where's the disconnect here? So either I'm missing something, somebody who has listened to almost everything that Candace Owens has done. I've even read her book, Blackout. I haven't read her newest book, which I want to, but right now I'm currently reading The Technological Republic, Hard Power, Soft Belief in the Future of the West. Who do you think I am? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't listen to satanic music, or I wouldn't pay attention to that stuff. I don't listen to demonic people, which is why I don't watch Joyce Meyer or Joel Osteen. I stay away from demonic shit and hateful stuff. I don't listen to that stuff. So where's the disconnect here? And if you have not listened or heard Candace Owens out, and I have, what's the disconnect here? It is so weird to be in this time-space reality where people believe these wacky, crazy ass stuff that could easily be cleared up with about 5 minutes of honest conversation. Less than that. Let me reference Merrick's Bubby, saying that I was anti-Semitic because I listened to Candace Owens. And I'm like, I'm not anti-Semitic. And she could have said, okay. But instead I get this, yes, you are. Yes, you are. I'm like, oh, I'm not experiencing my life or reality? Yes. So now you're getting into narcissistic people and stuff that don't understand that there's other people out there that don't share their beliefs or opinions. And it's very hard. Oh God, it was so hard to get through to my in-laws that the way they saw the world was not necessarily reality at all. Very hard for me to get through hard to get through to anybody who thinks that the way they see reality is the way that it is. Am I experiencing reality correctly? I know that I'm experiencing reality to my own beliefs and opinions and experiences and what I know to be true. That's the only way any of us can experience reality. But here's the thing. I'm willing on a daily basis to look at my beliefs and opinions and say, what am I not getting? Where am I wrong about this? I mean, it takes a lot of time. You have to be willing. But if I want to have an opinion on something, I have to do research on it. I do. If I'm going to have an opinion on something, I have to at least look at it. But so many people have opinions on things that they know nothing about. It's wild, isn't it? That's why I say religion is not reality. Because for me to have an opinion on Hinduism, I'm going to have to read a couple books on it, talk to some people about it, maybe even go to a temple. Or same with Buddhism, same with Christianity. The only thing I haven't had real interactions with, well, that's not true. I have hung out with Muslim people when I was in college. I was study partners with this Muslim girl. We had a really good time. But suffice it to say, you have to have experiences of other people before you can label them as anti-Semitic, racist, or whatever. And then again, I think people are just calling people names. And I don't pay attention to truly racist, hateful, or anti-Semitic people. I don't. And that's the disconnect there. You know, then when people stop talking to each other, you end up with cockamamie cuckoo shit like Donald Trump's a Nazi. Where are y'all getting that? Who told you that? It's wild. Because I could clear that delusion up for people in an instant. They wouldn't have to be in fear of that. Can I clear up that fear for you that Donald Trump is that? No, you want to hold on to it? Well, that's even crazier. That's even cuckooer. So common understandings of reality. The actual state of affairs. In everyday language, reality refers to the true facts and events that happen, distinguishing them from something that is merely imagined or apparent. Reality is something that exists independently. For many, reality is the objective world and the totality of all things and phenomena, regardless of whether they are perceived by a mind. And our experience, some see reality as the world as we experience it, interpreted through our senses and combined with our existing knowledge and beliefs. So you have to know that the way that you perceive reality is in large part informed and influenced by your experiences and beliefs. And also you have to know that when you're projecting and when you're not projecting, you have to know that many people project onto reality, and when they see themselves reflected back to it, they don't like it very much. And I would say people who think that Donald Trump is a Nazi might want to examine their own Nazi-like behavior. Patrick, no. Patrick, don't. You're revealing too much. No. I would like to ask anybody who thinks there's a lot of anti-Semitism in the world might want to look at their own internalized anti-Semitism. The same way with internalized homophobia. For those of you women out there who think that the patriarchy is keeping you down, you might want to look at where you're keeping yourself down. See how this works? Isn't it fun? You want me to stop? I will. But the more you awaken, the more you see reality for what it actually is. The more you strip away your own beliefs, your own prejudices, your own judgments, you see reality as it actually is. And you see that the universe doesn't actually mean you harm. that the universe has been a co-collaborator in your own awakening this whole damn time. And what were you doing? You were so busy pointing fingers at other people and other religions, you didn't realize that you were just hurting yourself. You were separating yourself from other people. So yeah, it's a little crazy when people confuse religion for reality, because it's not. Religion can't be reality, because religion is beliefs. Religion does not necessarily deal with objective facts or objective reality, because the beliefs influence the way somebody perceives reality. Now, can you perceive reality as it actually is? You can start to. There's many exercises in A Course in Miracles that will help you delabel things. Like you can actually start to you can stop labeling reality. You can stop assigning meaning to everything out in the world. That takes a little bit. And I'm not there 100% of the time. But if I start to feel too overwhelmed or overstimulated, we call it O-stimmed here at our house, I can just withdraw from it. Because the ego will constantly judge everything. The ego is like, this is a cup, this is a glass, this is a remote control, this is a book. Your ego is constantly doing that. But when you stop labeling things and stop judging things, when you start asking questions like, is he a Nazi? What? That sounds crazy. And it is crazy. It is crazy. Sometimes you can just say to people, oh, honey, you sound vaccinated. Go lay down. Go lay down. Just go lay down. All right. I love all of you so much. This was a challenging episode. All I want to do is help you awaken even further. And thank you for letting me be a shaman in your life. I love you all. Bye-bye.
Reality is real, it doesn't bend, it keeps on being without an end. Don't lose your mind when the stories grow, most of it's noise you don't need to know. Stay with what's real, don't fall for the show. Take a deep breath, let the rest go. Doubt what you hear, but learn to feel. The truth is simple, the truth is real. Do you even know how to feel? What's real? Fear will come dressed up as fact, whispering tales to pull you back. But if you're quiet and if you wait, the real thing speaks, it doesn't shout. Hey, stay with what's real, don't fall for the show. Take a deep breath, let the rest go. Doubt what you hear, but learn to feel. The truth is simple, the truth is real. Do you even want to heal? What's real? What's real? What's real? What's fake? The soul or a life to take. The heart is shallow or it can be deep. Lies that sound true might be easier to take. What's true is easy, it unites, not divides. And if you're ready, the truth will arise. That wanna be alive, just clapping home to the beat and the rhythm of a shaman's drum. Are you ready for it to arrive? No need to panic, no need to fight. The real is steady, the real is light. Open your ears, open your eyes. The real won't trick you, it never lies. Stay with what's real, don't fall for the show. Take a deep breath, let the rest go. Doubt what you hear, but learn to feel. The truth is simple, the truth is real. Do you even know the deal? Do you even know the deal? What's real? What's real? Are you ready for the real? Are you ready to feel? The truth unfolds like a flower, and then you stand in the infinite power of what's real. What's real?